Afrikaners who fled to the US, calling themselves refugees. You are not refugees. You are just a case study of white flight dressed up as martyrdom. You're not escaping violence. You're escaping equality. South Africa didn't chase you away. You ran. Yes, South Africa is one of the most violent countries in the world. Yes, brutality exists. But let's be honest, violence affects all communities, not just white farmers. Black, colored, Indian, and yes, white people are all targets of a national crime crisis. What we have is a breakdown in safety, not a white genocide. This is not ethnic cleansing, it's criminal collapse, and running to the US won't fix it. You are part of a 7% minority, but somehow still manages to control over 70% of the wealth. That is not persecution, that's privilege on a guilt trip. And let's be real, if we tried to relocate just half of the Afrikaans population, it would take decades, billions in logistics, and you'd still end up culturally homeless in a country that don't want your apartheid baggage. You're not brave, you're not victims. You're scared of a world where you don't get to be in charge, and that makes the rest of the Afrikaans community cringe, because you make us look weak. South Africa is broken, and it's our problem to solve. So if you don't have the spine to do so, stay gone.
South Africans are saying only 49 Afrikaner refugees on the first flight to America. Only 49, it's so few. But remember, in 2022, Charlize Theron reported that there were actually only about 44 Afrikaans speakers left in the world, which means they've actually gone up from 44 to 49. They found 5 more. That's an 11% population increase. In just 3 years, the Afrikaner population has exploded. Well done, guys.
So, with the first batch of refugees about to arrive in America today, I've only got one thing to say, and that is, na 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 na, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye, hama!
This is for the Americans. If you're not an American, feel free to watch, but please try and get it to the Americans. My name is Bianca van Wyk, born in South Africa, live in South Africa. Today you will be welcoming the so-called white Afrikaans refugees. They are there based on an offer made to them, which I must say was informed by disinformation about South Africa. Now, I've seen a lot of takes on who Americans think they are receiving. Okay, you are not getting successful, professional, white, middle-class South Africans that are fleeing South Africa. The people you are getting are the people that believe that there is discrimination against them based on their race. Keep in mind, we live in the most unequal country in the world. We have, for instance, 70% of agricultural land and agricultural holdings are owned by white South Africans. 62 to 68% of top leadership positions in corporate are filled by white males. There is a huge salary disparity between white South Africans and the rest of the population. And there are a number of other indicators which shows you that this story of discrimination based on race is false. Another thing that I wanted to say is that you will get certain so-called refugees that have experienced crime. However, in South Africa, no one is exempt. These people that you are welcoming assume because they're white, they should not experience crime. The people most affected by crime in South Africa happen to be black people that live in poverty. So as you open your doors and welcome people, and you're going to get a lot of information and disinformation from these people, please do keep that in mind. Oh, I also would like to say all the best and good luck to the Americans. I'm absolutely sure that the white South Africans that have left South Africa to go and take up their refugee status in the US will be fine because they are a political project. It's a very strong message from the Trump administration to Americans, so it doesn't only affect South Africa. However, from a humanity perspective, there are refugees from war-torn countries that actually are fleeing for their lives. Their programs got stopped. All for this. And this is based on disinformation. We can also look forward to Fox News and every race grifting YouTube bro dragging Pete from Brits onto his show to tell them and reinforce the disinformation about South Africa. So what we have to do as South Africans is address that disinformation. Because honestly, this needs to stop. So again, from a humanity perspective, I have a problem with this. I'm not angry with the guys that got away with taking a chance here. Disappointed that the disinformation campaign actually worked and the Trump administration pushed it. Good
morning from OR Tambo in Johannesburg, folks. It's on like Donkey Kong. And it looks like I was correct in my assessment all along with the refugee resettlement program, the refugee status that President Trump is generously granting to those suffering from racial discrimination in South Africa. The U.S. Embassy website has announced the program, and you send a statement of intent. You can go to the U.S. Embassy website. I'll make the link available after I get this uploaded. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are an Afrikaner, a South African, and you can also be an ethnic minority now qualifies for this program. Once again, the refugee resettlement program is on, and it didn't take long to announce it. They haven't even touched down in the United States. The proof of concept group is almost in the United States right now. They're probably about on the ground or close to being on the ground, 12, 14-hour flight. The charter flight that they took out of here last night, they should be hitting the ground and having a press conference. This is real. It's on. It's not fake. All you liars, all you hucksters, all you shysters, all you people who lied to everyone, shame on you. Shame on you. It's on. And thankfully for other ethnic minorities in South Africa, this could qualify as many as 6 to 8 million coloreds, 1.3 million Indians, even some black South Africans potentially, and all of the 2.8 million white Afrikaners plus 2 million other white South Africans. The floodgates may be opened up now. If you have an interest, you need to go to the U.S. Embassy website in South Africa on the internet, and there's a statement of intent or interest. Get into it, folks. Check it out. Now, once again, this is a tragic and horrific day for South Africa. My heart is broken to see South Africans leaving the country, but this is your golden ticket. Willy Wonka couldn't have done you better than Donald Trump has done. If you want to escape the crime, the collapsing infrastructure, the racial discrimination, the bile, the hatred, here's your opportunity. I would hope that most people don't have to leave South Africa, but some will definitely leave under this program. And while the government of South Africa disputes that there's a need for this, that's their prerogative. When large numbers of people try to flee, that will be the statement that tells people what's really going on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, from OR Tambo, this is Chris. All the best.